This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global with the public workout here for the Copper Box show this Saturday night live on Sky Sports. Lawrence Okolie taking on Wadi Camacho. How are you, Lawrence, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. 3 or 4 days out now from fight night. How are you feeling ahead of your clash with Wadi Camacho?
Just normal. Like I said, I've had big profile fights, domestic fights, so I'm just boxing, you know.
Are you expecting a difficult night on Saturday?
Hopefully not. So I prepared for it just in case, but hopefully, you know, my power and movement and just overall ability shows on the night. Wadi's obviously shown himself to have had some good fights at domestic level, so hopefully I can be a cut above.
It seems that Wadi Camacho's kind of having a second wind in his career. He done what he did at the start and then kind of slipped off the scene a little bit, but now he's kind of got himself back into contention. Are you kind of viewing him the same fighter as, say, the one that fought Isaac Chamberlain?
Probably a little bit better because he's a bit more experienced. He's on a winning streak. He's feeling good about himself. Winning the combo title. He keeps talking about his new team. So definitely, he's probably at a new stage in his life. But ultimately, it's just a boxing match.
If things to go your way this Saturday night, is that you done with kind of domestic level then?
Yeah, I like to believe so. I feel like it's hard because obviously, you know, I do want experience, but at the same time, it's just like I can't keep going back and forth seeing who's the best in London or England or Britain. I have aspirations of climbing up the levels and proving it to myself. Can I become European champion? Can I become world champion? I'm not going to do that if I keep on getting dragged into just domestic dust-ups like this one. So I want to push on to the next level.
Can you promise us an exciting fight on Saturday?
It really depends. I mean, it takes two to have an exciting fight. I'm going to definitely promise to put it all out there. I've been reviewing some of my old fights, been reviewing some of my old sparring footage, and just, you know, I like what I see when I watch that, where I don't like some of my other fights. But it depends. Like, when certain fighters come to actually fight, it ends up being a good fight, and I've been working on my inside, work on my instincts on the inside. So all I can say is I hope so.
I want to flash back now to the 2nd of March. You were, I'm assuming you were at home watching the boxing from Peterborough. And then, yeah, social media pretty much blew up when you sent a tweet saying that you would beat Dillian Whyte. Can you just talk to me about what was kind of going on in your mind before sending that tweet?
Yeah, just I heard Dillian Whyte talking about how a particular fight would beat me. And I just feel like he's got a big platform and he constantly uses it to throw dirt on my name, you know, talking about me, should have been disqualified, Chamberlain would beat me. And I just keep thinking maybe because I'm signed by AJ, he consistently uses his platform to talk about my boxing. So as a boxer, I thought to myself, hold on, what's my opinion on me versus Dillian Whyte? I believe I beat Dillian Whyte, so I put that out there. And that's it. I feel like as a boxer, you should be allowed to say this how you feel, whether or not he believes it, whether or not you believe it, or anyone believes it. If I believe it to be true, I can voice that opinion, so that's what that was.
As that tweet went on, obviously, Dillian Whyte was in Peterborough. We interviewed Dillian Whyte. He kind of took it from outside of the ring to the, I'm going to say the street. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but what were your kind of thoughts on those comments that not kind of referring him to the boxing ring? Some of the comments were, but then he kind of made references to outside of the ring, should we say?
Just Dillian Whyte being childish. I mean, as a millionaire from boxing of 30 going on 31, you kind of think he'd, you know, take boxing as boxing and leave that stuff alone. But, you know, I've heard him say it several times, you know, pretty much everyone who's ever boxed, he said AJ, he said Dave Allen, he said everyone. If you just go back and watch, he always says, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to this, that, and other. So I think it's just in his makeup, you know, they say he's hot-headed and stuff, so I just take it as it is what it is.
I think his exact words in the interview was when he sees you, he's going to punch you up. So, again, what was going on through your head when you kind of hear him saying those words?
I just went to bed and slept like a baby. I just tweeted, like I said, what I said, it's not anything that I'm afraid to say. I tweeted him with his name, so he knows I've atted him, and also he knows I see him at any of these shows. So it's not a big deal to me talking about all that kind of stuff. And it's just, like I said, it's childish. Real stuff really happens. And I don't think any police officers go to bed thinking about what Dillian Whyte's up to. So I'm not really going to pay much note to it. I'm just going to live my life and see what happens.
Lawrence, you've released some sparring footage. Can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, what year that was? And secondly, Can you kind of give us a little bit more insight into that sparring session, the particular one you put out with Dillian Whyte?
It was like December of 2015. That's the last time. That wasn't the last time we sparred. I've got obviously other sparring footage of me and Dillian. And you know, like I said, I've got sparring footage of me with countless top quality fighters. You know, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Joe Joyce, Daniel. The thing is that once he started speaking about all the outside stuff, I started thinking to myself, well, he's allowed to talk about attacking me outside the ring. Why can't I post some sparring? And to be fair, that's not even the best of the sparring. That's just like a little clip. I thought we would have a back and forth, but it just said obviously it was taken down, and that's it really.
So are you saying, obviously we saw what we saw in the clip, but that day in particular, the sparring with Dillian Whyte, you would say that you got the better of Dillian Whyte in that sparring session, that particular one?
I'm not really fussed on who got the better, who didn't. Like I said, I just believe that Dillian Whyte is a good fighter, and I have so much respect and love for him, and I wish him nothing but the best in his career.
I asked Eddie Hearn about this earlier on. I mean, what's the realistic chances? And he kind of umming and ahhing, obviously. But what would you say it's in it for Dillian Whyte, where he is in his career? And I'm just talking about kind of where people are in their careers in terms of experience and what they're chasing at this particular time. What is in it for Dillian Whyte to face you right now? Does that make any sense on his behalf?
No, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not insane. I'm quite rational, so I know Dillian Whyte is on the verge of a heavyweight world title with millions of pounds on the line. I didn't say, I want to fight Dillian Whyte next, calling Eddie screaming and chanting. I just said, I believe I'll beat him. That's it. Someone in his position could literally just have laughed and giggled. I think he started the interview off very well, like, Lawrence is stupid. And that, to me, that's a reasonable response. But then, you know, I think with his reaction, it kind of took a bit more to social media. Like, my thing there, most people just say, you're crazy, what are you talking about? But with his reaction, it kind of sped it up, so I'm not really fussed, you know what I mean? Like I said, I have a fight on Saturday, which I'm extremely focused on, and I have aspirations as a cruiserweight. But I don't know, like I said, I don't say stuff for no reason. I would take the fight, but it's not one I'm gunning for, and I doubt it's one he should be gunning for in his position.
Okay, well listen, that's kind of what that is at the moment. You've got a job to do this Saturday, but let me just ask you, things go your way on Saturday night, which you are hoping they do. Do you envisage that you will fight for a world title by the end of 2019?
I think it's very possible as long as I can win well. So I have to stop Waddy, otherwise it slows me down again. So I have to stop Waddy, and then there's people like Kevin Lorena, who's IBO world champion, who, although I don't think it's one of the major world titles, he's ranked like top 5 in all the governing bodies. So that's a good potential fight. Lebedev, Eddie Hearn keeps talking about that fight, so that's a fight that can happen. So I think if I'm able to win 2 good fights like that, that puts me in strong contention to box for the world title. But like I said, it's all about whether or not I can perform in the ring or not. You know, we could talk about it here, but I have to actually go out and win.
All right, Lawrence, well listen, thank you very much for your time. We wish you the best of luck on Saturday night, and we'll catch up with you at the press conference tomorrow.
Thank you.